These courses are just like 3 days, 6 days. How are they going to package this whole program for me to be a trained aerospace engineer?
This is the story of how one man turned turbulence into trajectory, and why recognizing your transferable skills may be the smartest career move you'll ever make. I'm Kate of All Trades. This is The Work We Do, stories of growth, grit, and lifelong learning. He started his journey in the Air Force, working on aircraft weapons and aerospace systems. Today, he is an IT project manager for one of the biggest banks in the world. In between, he delivered parcels during the pandemic, dabbled in music, and took every opportunity to upgrade his skills even when the future looked uncertain. So, let's chat. I actually met you through my little brother. You guys were playing in a band called Ethnoverse, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what we're here to talk about, because honestly, after I heard your story, I was like mind blown. What sparked the passion for you to go into the aerospace industry?
As I was growing up, my dad, he works as a sous chef. We always have this opportunity to actually travel. I had an opportunity to sit at the flight engineer's seat.
In the cockpit!
You know, the flight entertainment system. So that was my entertainment.
You also mentioned that you did a little shift, right?
I wanted to explore what exactly commercial aircraft engineering and commercial aircraft industry is all about.
So maybe you can share with us a little bit about the transition between the Air Force and the private sector of the aerospace industry.
Okay, so in the Air Force, I will take pride in making an aircraft a fighter plane, which is the weapon guy. So when I went to the private sector, so definitely it's a very big change. But the company was very encouraging to send us new joiners to upskill, to grow into our roles using Skills Future funded courses. I think I can remember mechanical and electronics practices, and even there was a EASA 145. I had some background knowledge, but I was also very skeptical because I did a diploma, I did a degree in engineering, okay? But these courses are just 3 days, 6 days. How are they going to package this whole program for me to be a trained aerospace engineer? But actually, they have proper trainers, they have qualified trainers, and their syllabus that they use is very current. So I got all the proper materials. I still have them at home with me.
And it's still relevant?
It's still relevant.
Because COVID hit, right? And then what happened? Because a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah, nobody's flying, aircrafts got grounded. I was driving around the whole of Singapore, delivering parcels. So it was physically very challenging.
You knew this wasn't going to be forever.
Before I was affected, I actually started to look out for jobs and everything. After that, I actually took up an administrative role where I control the transport operators for a region.
Would you say that it's because of your engineering wired brain that you are able to put all these things into boxes?
Definitely.
That's huge, because I think a lot of people don't realize that they already have skills that they can transfer. So how did you figure that out?
When I was taking up the administrative role in the logistics company, I realized that as an engineer, whatever I've done before, it's actually very, very transferable for me to actually collate and actually consolidate data in an efficient manner so that I can produce records or data or analysis that my bosses want at the point of time. Yeah, that's when I realized that it's all transferable. And I was looking at those big dashboards. So it got me thinking, so who is managing these dashboards? That's when it got me wondering into what exactly e-commerce was. And that's how I stumbled into the data center industry.
So when you found out more about, your interest in learning about data centers, what did you do to be able to get into the industry, which is a little bit different from what you studied?
I took 3 data center courses. These are license-set courses. It lasts you for 2 to 3 years. Within these 2 to 3 years, I actually made my move and progress to the places where I'm at now. So at this point of time, I was doing very little engineering. I was doing more management work. I always want to tell somebody that there's no such thing called you gotta restart your journey in a new industry. You can always go and see how are your previous skills transferable,
Have you tried exploring your careers and skills passport? It's like this tool that you can log in all your past experiences and your skills and everything. And you've taken so many courses that you can now add those into your ever-growing list. And I'm actually assuming that you're going to be continuing.
Yeah, I've used and seen this tool before. It's very good because it consolidates all my courses. Most importantly, the courses are validated.
Right, that's true. Then anyone can just go and check.
I don't have to keep on looking for the certificates that I have because it always gets misplaced. That's one.
Paper.
Number two, you always need to update your resume again and again.
Oh, that's true.
You know,
that's true.
now with the help of the tool that you mentioned, I think you can finish your resume in less than 10 minutes.
So now that you're managing massive projects, looking back, what advice would you give someone who wants to stay relevant in this ever-changing world?
My advice would be for you to definitely track your skills, understand what you are good at. So if you wait until you are ready, you are never going to move. But if you keep learning, you will definitely pave a way for yourself.
Very insightful. Thank you, Vimal. Vimal's story shows us that sometimes the path forward isn't linear. It's made up of pivots, pressure points, and learning in motion. With the right mindset and tools, even an unexpected detour can amount to something great. I'm Kate of all trades. This is the work we do. Because no matter where you start, learning takes you further, and we are all wired to adapt.